Welcome to this video. This will be a short video that explains what keyloggers are, and you can stop it at any time if I go too fast. You can also get the printout at spikeop.com/bonus. Now let's start. So what is a keylogger? In this video we're going to cover who uses keyloggers, hardware keyloggers, software keyloggers, countermeasures, and where you can purchase a keylogger. Who uses keyloggers? Well, spouses and family members, employers, private detectives, law enforcement, and parents watching children. Hardware keyloggers is where we'll start, and the advantages to having a hardware keylogger is that it begins to log the moment a computer is turned on instead of waiting for the computer to boot up. Captures credit cards, chats, emails, and websites, literally everything you do on a computer. It's able to intersect logon passwords, and generally they are undetectable by security software products because they're a hardware product and they're external. Also, they work on all platforms: Windows, Macs, Linux. Now, what's the disadvantages to hardware keyloggers? Well, they need to go through the logs of all the keystrokes, which can be quite tedious. Also, the logs need to be manually retrieved. They're very easy to spot if you know what to look for, and we'll show you a little bit later what one looks like. And it really doesn't have a lot of features compared to software keyloggers, but you'll see as we move on. Alright, to spotting a hardware keylogger. Basically, all you have to do is look at your keyboard, and at the very end of your keyboard, where that circle is, there is usually something about the size of a small battery that's between where you plug your keyboard in at the back, or it's even attached to the keyboard itself. That's the easiest one to detect. Here's a blow-up of just a singular keylogger that you can take with you and plug into the back of a keyboard and then plug it into a computer. And also they have them USB type, which is even more obvious. Now here's what it looks like hooked up at the back of a computer. You can see where it gets plugged in, where your keyboard normally does, and about the size of it and what it looks like, and of course varying colors. The only one that would be impossible to detect would be one that is actually built right into a keyboard. So be sure you use the manufacturer's keyboard, or you purchase one right from a store yourself. If someone switches out your keyboard or offers you a keyboard, you might be a little bit hesitant to use it. Okay, now we're going to look at software keyloggers, and the advantages to them is they're invisible to the human eye. They just sit in your configuration of your computer. They can be remotely installed. They also are very easily able to send all the captured data live anywhere at any time. They capture credit cards, chats, emails, websites, literally everything you do. They can even activate your PC camera and the audio, so they can actually watch you while you're watching your computer, and record everything going on in the room, who you're talking to. So that's basically a quick overview of software keyloggers. And the disadvantages, of course, I'm going to put a plug in here for our product SpikeOp. It can be detected by SpikeOp, and there's quite a few virus and malware softwares that will detect a few of the differing spy softwares. Also, depending on the quality of the spy software, it may cause conflicts on your computer, like freezing or moving very slowly. You know, anything. If your computer's starting to act up, you might be a little bit, you might wonder a little bit. Spy software developer also has access to your PC. They develop the software. They can obviously access or see whatever it is that their product does, so they can access your computer. Transmission of your data by the spy software product can be intercepted by others on the internet, as generally the transmissions are unencrypted. Takes up a lot of bandwidth and time, so spy software products don't tend to encrypt their transmissions when they transmit their captured data. And they are admissible in some court systems as evidence, and a lot of private eyes use them, when spouses are having problems and they end up going to divorce court. I mean, they will definitely do everything they can do to leverage their employer, whoever that is, whatever side of the spousal contract that is. But here's some of the countermeasures you can do. Of course, get a spy software detector. Password protect your computer upon log on, even when you're at home, so that you're the only one who has access to your files. Deny access to the room your computer is in. I know that's kind of pushing it a little, but depends on how paranoid you are. Every once in a while, visually inspect where your keyboard is plugged in. A lot of people don't bother. They just go, I mean, I haven't looked at the back of mine for a long time either. So don't use publicly available computers, because a keylogger hardware, a lot of times you don't have access to the box, so you can't even see if there is a hardware keylogger on it. Also, if you get one of those auto form fillers, a lot of times, when your computer's new, if you get an auto form filler and fill in your passwords and things like that initially, then if somebody comes along and puts a piece of whether it's a hardware or software keylogger on your computer, they won't be able to intercept the passwords that are already in your auto form filler. So it's a little way that you can protect yourself. Avoid typing credit card numbers if you can order via phone. That's fairly obvious. Now, you might wonder why SpyCop, who detects spy software, would offer to give a list of spy software vendors and keylogger vendors to purchase from, because it is a double-edged sword. Keeping an eye on your kids while they use the internet is, I feel, the responsibility of every parent, because kids can get into a lot of trouble. So that's a good use for spy software. So rather than give you a list here on the video, you can get it at www.spycop.com/bonus. I'll have a list in there of legitimate vendors, and we know that these people are legitimate. And that list, by having it on my servers, can be downloaded and freshened up. I can always take some off if they get a bad name and put other ones on. So, and that's about it. So I hope you've enjoyed this little presentation. I hope it helps you, keep safe and keep secure. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.